Hello and welcome to our virtual Composition 1 classroom. Today I will be presenting on the pre-writing process. Keep calm and trust the pre-writing process. Okay, so first things first, we need to address this question. What the heck is an expository essay? I know that we've discussed this earlier in class before, but just to remind you, if you look at the word expository, you should notice that it has the word expose. And sometimes people will refer to expository essays as explanatory essays. They mean the same thing, but notice that in explanatory, you see the word explain. That is because an expository essay or an explanatory essay explores an idea by unpacking what it means and presenting evidence to support your perspective on the topic. Now, let's take a sample expository essay prompt. Write about the effects of technology on modern society. That is a broad topic that requires me as a reader to come up with my own idea and argument that examines how technology has affected modern society. But wait, slow down your horses. Don't start writing yet. You have to pre-write first. What is pre-writing, you ask? A waste of time? What? No. Pre-writing is an investment of time. Think of it this way. By pre-writing, you are getting those writing juices flowing in a low-risk way, and you're generating ideas that you can then use in your essay. Let's look at what a good pre-write includes. First, it includes an annotated prompt that identifies the do-what of the task and turns the prompt into a question. Next, it is a brainstorm that includes your ideas on the topic. You can do this by filling out a chore chart. Afterwards, you create a graphic organizer or outline that develops your brainstorm ideas and organizes them into a logical sequence by including the following: a thesis statement that restates the question, presents your position on the topic, and provides 2 to 3 main reasons/examples. Topic sentences for your body paragraphs that describe what that paragraph will be about. And then 3 pieces of evidence that support your thesis. 1 piece of evidence for each topic sentence. Let's go ahead and break this down with this sample prompt. Okay, let's pretend that the prompt is: write an essay that examines the effects, positive and negative, of technology on modern society. What I want to do first is to highlight my verbs, write, examines, and write them under do. Then I want to look at the words that come after my verbs: an essay, the effects, positive and negative, of technology on modern society. And I want to put those under what. And then I want to look at it together. So first off, what am I doing? I'm writing what? An essay. This is important because I can't tell you how many times I've told students to write a paragraph and they've written me 1 to 2 sentences. We know that that is not a paragraph. If the assignment is to write an essay, you need to think in your head, okay, that means I need to have an introduction, body paragraphs, and a conclusion. So you know that it's going to be a lot more than just a simple paragraph of 7 to 10 sentences. We're talking more so 5 paragraphs. The next do, examine, the effects, positive and negative, of technology on modern society. That is the content. So I need to now think about what are the effects, positive and negative, of technology on modern society. So I've now turned the prompt into a question that I can more easily answer. That brings us to step 2. We know the question that we're trying to answer. We now need to think about ideas related to this topic of the positive and negative effects of technology on modern society. So CHORE stands for current events, history, own experience, readings, and entertainment. Current events, you need to think about something you've seen on the news or in a newspaper or heard on the radio. These could be sources from CNN, BuzzFeed, News for San Antonio, Univision, you name it. Anytime you're hearing about what is happening in the world today, that is considered current events. The next category is history. Think about what you've learned in AP Human Geography or one of your previous history classes that relate to the topic. Then you can go into your own experience. This should be a last resort since your essay should be objective, but if you are having trouble finding other ways to connect to the reading or to the assignment, then you can go ahead and draw on your own personal experience related to the topic. You can then go on to think about the books that you've read or the readings that you've done in classes or at home. This is the readings category. And then finally, you can think about the shows or movies that you've watched or even things that you've seen on social media. That is entertainment. Now, here's an example of what you can create using the prompt. What are the positive and negative effects of technology on modern society? So something I've seen on the news is suicide selfies, people accidentally falling to their death because they're taking a picture on the edge of a cliff. Gaming addictions, people being addicted to their phones and having to go to rehab in order to get over that addiction. History. I remember learning about the invention of the airplane and how that revolutionized travel and made it easier to travel the globe. That is an example of a positive effect of technology. In my own experience, I think about how I get so upset whenever I think I've lost my phone. That shows how dependent I am on it. With readings, let's pretend that in the book, The Social Network, we see how Facebook can be helpful in staying in touch with people, but it can also be dangerous. And then finally, when I think about TV shows I've watched, Jimmy Neutron uses technology to try to make things easier, but sometimes he messes up and actually creates problems he then has to solve. Okay, we're still on we are now on to step number 3, creating an outline. So now that you've unpacked the prompt, you've already brainstormed on the topic, you have those writing juices flowing through your brain, you are now ready to create an outline. Okay, this is sort of like a map for your essay. And the purpose of creating an outline is that it makes sure that you know what you're writing about before you actually start writing. Because how many of us have started writing an essay and then we find out that we're actually not sure what direction the essay is going in, or when we go back and reread it, we notice that it's really disorganized and it doesn't make much sense. Well, by creating an outline, you're cutting down on that work later on. So the first thing you do in your outline is write down your thesis statement. A thesis statement is one complete sentence that restates the question and presents your argument with 2 to 3 main reasons. So again, if we take the prompt, what are the effects, positive and negative, of technology on modern society? A thesis statement could look like this. Technology has had both a positive and negative effect on modern society by making certain things like staying in touch with others easier while also serving as a distraction that can be dangerous. Notice how it is one complete sentence. Notice how I restate the question. What are the effects, positive and negative, of technology on modern society? And then notice that I present my argument with 2 to 3 main reasons. So I present that it has a positive effect by making things easier, but it has a negative effect by potentially being dangerous. Continuing on into our outline, once we have our thesis, we need to now write down our 3 reasons, main examples that support our thesis. I want you to think about your thesis as a pickup truck heading to the farmer's market. Okay, this is going to remain the same no matter what as you're going through your essay, but what can be unique and different are the baskets of fruits and vegetables that are in the back of the pickup truck. These are your 3 distinct reasons or examples that support your thesis. And at the end of the day, all of these items will end up at the same destination, which is the farmer's market. So let's look at a potential first reason using the same example. Reason number 1 could be that technology has made life easier. Reason number 2 could be that technology has caused problems. And reason number 3 could be that technology has changed society's culture completely. Right? Remember, I was being asked to describe the effects that technology has had on modern society, and these are 3 effects that I can think of. Now that you've come up with your thesis, you've come up with your 3 main reasons, you now need to write down 3 topic sentences. Thesis. Come down to reason 1. Notice how I am now taking my reason 1 and turning it into a complete sentence. That is because the topic sentence is the first sentence of each body paragraph that presents what that paragraph is going to be about, and sometimes, usually, can connect to what the previous paragraph was about. So here's my example topic sentence using that first reason from the previous slide. One way technology has had a positive effect on modern society is that it has made certain things that were once difficult easier to do. Remember that my first reason was that technology has made life easier. I'm saying that in this complete sentence, and I'm making it clear that this paragraph is going to be about the positive effects that technology has had on modern society by making things easier. And also notice how I am restating part of the prompt in this topic sentence. I do the same for the second reason, and then again for the third reason. As positive as technology has been, it has also had negative effects on society that can make living dangerous. Notice how in this topic sentence, I've used a transition phrase that is connecting to the previous paragraph. As positive as technology has been, and then I go into my next reason. This paragraph is all going to be about what? How technology can make living dangerous. And then my third reason. After analyzing the ways technology has had both a positive and negative effect on society, it is now important to recognize the ways in which technology has completely changed our society's culture. Notice again how I'm referring back to the previous 2 body paragraphs, and then I'm moving into what this third paragraph will be about, which is how technology has changed society's culture. We're almost done. The final step in creating your outline is to jot down a piece of evidence to support each of your reasons, each of your topic sentences. So you start again with your thesis. You go in and you put in your 3 topic sentences. And then after each topic sentence, you're going to come up with 1 piece of evidence that can be used to support that particular body paragraph. So here, for example, is, according to a study, more people are able to stay in touch with loved ones than ever before due to the widespread use of cell phone technology. So of course I'm not going to do research on this topic, but if I were, I would perhaps cite a study that talks about how more people are able to stay in touch with loved ones due to the widespread use of cell phone technology. I would do the same process again, but for the second reason, and then again for the third reason. So at the end of the day, your outline should look something like this, where I can very clearly see your thesis statement. I can very clearly see your 3 topic sentences that describe your 3 main reasons or examples that support your thesis. And then under each reason or each topic sentence, I see evidence to support. Okay? So your topic sentences are your reasons, and all you're doing with topic sentences is writing your reason in 1 complete sentence, and then if it's later on in the essay, trying to find a way to connect to what the previous paragraph was about. Okay, this can be found in your resources section in your Google Classroom for professional communications. If you do have further questions, you know that you can always find me on Remind, as well as reach out to me on the Google Classroom. That's all.